Good morning, Freedom Frameworks. All right, so since no one's showing up to this coffee yet, I'm still going to teach you anyway. So, foundational piece for outsourcing. When my virtual assistants call my clients or do whatever it is that they do, when they're calling, they're actually calling from a local 408 California area code. So one of the most important things that I've learned like on this journey is being able to give your virtual assistants a system that allows them to communicate on your behalf. Because if you have a virtual assistant and they don't have the ability to text message on your behalf, call on your behalf, it makes it's that takes away like one of like the main value adds of virtual assistants. Now, there's a couple different ways that you could do this. My son in the background, just finished walking the dog. But there's a couple different ways that you could do this. If you're just like very beginner, Google Voice. Google Voice is totally fine. I personally don't recommend it because I would rather spend. I think we pay like $35 a month or something like that to our phone system per user per line. So I would rather use something a little bit more advanced, keeping like the future in mind. Also with Google Voice, it's really not professional. It doesn't integrate with any CRMs, doesn't have a lot of the features that these other legitimate phones have, right? So, but again, if you're just like barely getting started, screw it. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. No problem. I'm actually going to walk you through our phone system that we use here at my company. So let's see here. Just going to share my screen with you guys. So I've used a couple different phones in the past. This phone here, it's called Open Phone. Like Open Phone because for multiple reasons. I mean, number one, you can see it's pretty easy to use, right? So for me, I can toggle through the different users here on the left side. I can go onto my phone line, Joe's phone line, Kate, Krisha, Emmanuel. When phone calls are coming in and out, I have a little icon attached to everybody so I can see who's making calls and, for what reasons. If I need to see analytics, I can look at analytics. If I, let's just say, for example, Krisha is texting and calling one of our clients, Elite Pro, I can see how she's like actually managing the account. I can actually call, or I can listen in on the calls. This system also gives me a AI description of everything that happened on the call. And also for you guys too, who really want to grow your business, it integrates with CRMs like HubSpot, for example. So every call that is being made here inside of this phone system is actually, let me just log in real quick. So like I was mentioning, every phone call, every email, everything that we actually want is tying into our CRM here, right? So eventually, if you are wanting to grow and wanting to scale your business, like this is how like I took Outsource Plug to become a 7-figure agency, right? So with that being said, again, like how does it work on your actual phone? Like, how does it work like on a day-to-day basis? There's a couple different ways that it works, right? So number one, you have a desktop app. You can make calls on a desktop, which if you're a virtual assistant, that's likely what you're going to be doing. The vast majority of virtual assistants in the Philippines already own a headset, especially if they've had like online work before. And usually they just download the desktop app, you put them in as a user, and then boom, pretty much immediately they can start receiving calls and text messages from a local area code number. The next way is there's actually an app that goes on your cell phone There's actually an app that goes on your cell phone here. So if I just go to my phone, I look up like the Open Phone app, which I'm not sure if it's going to pop up. So, yeah, I thought so. This is the blurs on, but I mean the Open Phone app is it's really simple. It looks similar to that desktop app in mobile phone version, and I can just click here, make phone calls, and on top of that, not only can it make the phone calls, but I mean, when you're like making and receiving calls, it feels like you're just using the regular phone, but the difference is that it's using, you know, your data, Wi-Fi, whatever, to make and receive calls. I have put many of my clients on this phone system, or even past phone systems as well. Like we used to use a phone system called Dialpad. It turns out that this Open Phone is easier to use, better integrations are better. So we decided to come here because the pricing is like pretty much the same. It's just a little bit less than Dialpad, but yeah, guys, this is a foundational piece, right? If you're wanting to run sales teams, if you're wanting to not just sales team, if you want to hire a virtual assistant for customer service, if you just ultimately want to make your life easier, especially if you're planning on getting like multiple virtual assistants. I see a lot of small business owners, like they run their businesses off of iPhones nowadays. You know, a lot of companies, you go start with them, and you know, if they're a little bit bigger or, you know, past just like the growth phase, then, you know, they'll give their employees iPhones. The problem is like, and I see this happen all the time. Problem with giving your employees iPhones or cell phones, like, yeah, is it a cool like company perk? Sure, but it actually takes away from the insights of your business, right? Like for example, like if ever, let's say that Krisha quits and leaves, which I hope she never does. She's been with me years now. But if she up and leaves, I can just go look at every single one of her call records, every text message, every phone call, and I have like an in-depth report of everything that's ever happened between her and the client. I can go look at the CRM. I can see every email, every note that she's ever left, everything. Let's say that you have, you know, that's just like one benefit. Let's say that you have a team that's growing, and you know, you want to eventually have like one sales manager for like 10 sales reps, for example. That's going to help your sales manager get in, you know, really understand like what's happening with the sales reps. Why aren't sales closing, or why aren't, you know, appointment booking ratios happening, or, you know, why aren't people making phone calls? It literally gives you analytics, you know, into every single piece of phone data. So again, ultimately, you know, if you're somebody who buys your employees iPhones because it's like a cool company perk, like, oh, I got a company phone, most people don't want to carry two phones. Like, it's annoying. It's like you're also giving them liability, because they could it's easier to lose a second phone than if you are just using your first phone. Like, you could, for example, instead of paying, you know, I think for Verizon it's like $60 plus per line per month, you could just give your employees like a $20 per month stipend and say, hey, we give you this $20 per month because we have you download an app on your personal phone and you use that app for business. So instead, we'll give you $20 a month so that you can use that app. And whenever you're calling our clients, whenever you're doing anything business related, you use the company line or the voice over IP system to do business. And that's really like the best way to use and scale the phone system. There's also going to be other features, like, you know, when you call into a professional business, you know, if you're a small business and you're trying to look bigger, you can also use like IVR features, like, you know, hey, thank you for calling my business today. You know, for sales, press 1. For customer service, press 2. For like whatever. Because sometimes when you're smaller, like, the name of the game is making people think that, you know, you are bigger than you actually really are, right? There's just like so many other features, man. The integrations on these softwares now, they're just insane. There's really like, especially for you new businesses that are opening up, doesn't matter if you're local, online, doesn't matter. It's like, you shouldn't be opening your business now and getting Comcast with internet and phone. You should just literally be getting internet and doing everything voice over IP phone. Oh, another thing. Let's say that, you know, you're a gym owner, right? Or a brick and mortar business owner. You want to go on vacation. You know, like if 100% of your calls come into the online or into the in-person phone, right? The hardline phone, it's like it's just hard to manage. Sure, you could forward the calls, but like it's just to do that on an old school phone, it's annoying. And it's like just get a voice over IP system from day one. Get an open phone. Go to I'll put a link to their website. Go check out all the features. I mean, the pricing is like just very, very freaking cheap. It's $33 a month here for the business plan, which that's the one that I have. But you could also do the starter plan. It's $19 a month. Yeah, I just think like if you are somebody who is a business owner of any caliber, small or big, doesn't matter. You should be having a voice over IP system now. And the cool thing about open phone is that as you grow, it will grow with you. If you have any questions, want to dive deeper into voice over IP, you need help with setup. I've helped many people set up their phones, port in their phone numbers from other phone providers, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you guys just need anything at all, let us know. Freedom Frameworks, that's exactly what we're here for. That and any other questions. We look forward to the community growing. I know that it's kind of going a little slower right now, but it's okay. Good things get built brick by brick. And if you know somebody who could benefit off this information, invite them to the group. Later, y'all.